We'd now like to introduce you for the 5th time to the one and only Screaming Lord Sutch!
Jenny, won't you come along? Me and Jenny, Jenny, oh, Jenny, 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 won't you come along? Me and Jenny, Jenny, oh, Jenny, Jenny, in a little corner, oh, I see a real rock, Jenny, Jenny. Well, Benny, 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 Benny like a Benny, top, Benny, Benny, oh, Benny, 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 Benny like a Benny, top, Benny, Benny, oh, Benny, Benny, in a little corner, oh, I see a real rock, Jenny, Jenny. Ah!
People say, oh, well, he's a bit, a bit touched on that, and then they hear his records, oh, he's still touched. Yeah, but if they saw him on stage, they'd think, well, this isn't bad, it's got a bit of go into it, and he's a good showman.
He's got the greatest stage act in the business, I think. He's got, he puts every ounce of energy into his act. He's a very great entertainer.
Yes. Yes, they've asked for it. They want it, they can have it. In Chihuahua! In Chihuahua! Adam Faith. train, met a dame, was a hipster, and a real young dame, what a train at the road. And
I've always liked macabre things, you know, horror films and anything that's wild, you know, and to do with death or anything like that, you know, and horror things, and I think that Screaming Lord Sutch, he really does put on the real good act, and it's real, you know, it's better than films, you know, it's there, right in the same room type of thing, and you're feeling as though you're scared, really, you know. In the film you see it, and it's not real, really, you know, and then you see him on stage, and it's marvellous, it's right there for it. I've always liked that type of thing, you know, it appeals to me, you know, I've always liked the wild way of carrying on.
Well, I think that if you're in show business of any form whatsoever, you must really believe in it, and you must really feel it. Otherwise, the public themselves can tell, oh, he's just in it for money, or he doesn't really like doing it. It stands out like a sore thumb. But myself, obviously, it's a wild type of act, and I just let myself go.
Tomorrow night and try again. That's it. Oh, just pop that bit. That's it. Pop, pop, pop. Yeah. That's it. Oh. Yeah. Go on. Yeah. Oh.
We rehearsed, and I noticed I picked the right lads, and they were all keen, and they all wanted to have a giggle and a laugh in general, and like to be different, and like to, should we say, have no self-embarrassment. It was just absolutely teamwork, I'd say. If
to get the right band, get it rehearsed, and get them interested, not just for the money, but for the love of doing it and the love of appearing on stage. Otherwise, if you get bandsmen that just do it for the sake of the money, it's so false, and the kids can see it's false.
I run the Two Eyes Coffee Bar, which is fairly well known because Tommy Steele and Cliff Richards and Adam Faith and other people started there, you see. And one afternoon, a strange individual came in with long hair and presented himself as Mr. Sutch. So he asked if he could do an audition. Now, it's always been the general principle of the Two Eyes to audition everyone, just in case we may miss someone who was of value, and also to be fair to everyone. Well, this individual had no equipment with him at the time for his act, so I told him to come back on a Sunday afternoon at 2:30. Now, I was very much amazed when I arrived looking like a rag and bone man. He had with him a large bundle of miscellaneous equipment, sheepskins, a pair of buffalo horns, a man trap, a pair of snowshoes, and so forth. With him he had an elephant gun, and quite honestly I thought, well, the best thing to do is to ask this chappie if he's really sane or not.
Some people think I'm just a complete nutcase. Some people says, well, it's entertainment, they got a sense of humour, they see the funny side of it. And other people think I'm very shrewd in what I do. I started off with nothing, and I've ended up with a nice big car and a nice big house and a few shillings in the bank.
At first, Mother didn't quite understand, but now I bought a nice house and different odds and ends. We live very, very comfortable now, where we used to live in just a couple of rooms. I think she's very, very pleased that I've got on the way I have got on, because everybody was against me at first, really including my mother. Sometimes she wondered if she had a son or a daughter, you know. Well, I don't actually know exactly what it is. It's just something, I think, inside of me, born inside of me. I'm just interested in this type of film or whatever it is, a record or whatever it is. As long as it's got something to do with horror or horrors behind it. I think a lot of it started way back when I was 14, when I used to watch television, Quatermass and 1984 and this type of thing. And it's just built up and built up over the years, and now I just live every day more or less horror, something about it, and always trying to find out about the unknown.
Ready, Dave?
Yeah, I like the old way of life. They used to have stuff that's really strong and sturdy. It used to last. It was hand-built, well-made. Nowadays it's all tinny and thin layers of paint and stuff, you know, anything to bodge it up and make it look nice and pretty. But when it comes down to a bit of wear and tear, it collapses. That's why I like these statues on the mantelpiece. This chap in the armour there with a great sword and the eagle on the other side and a strong-looking, sturdy clock in the middle, and these muskets and swords in the middle there, and that knight in armour. I love all this type of stuff. I like anything that's manly, you know, type of things, and I class horror as being very manly and scary. You know, I've dug all the Frankensteins and the Jack the Rippers and all these monster type films, but I like the ones with a good story behind them as well. I don't like those too freaky monsters and with green heads and purple legs and all that. It's the things that get a bit corny and get a bit out of hand. I like the good challenge type horror, you know, that plays on the nerves rather than actually, you know, monsters. It's things that build up in the imagination and the way they can bend your imagination, done with terrific camera work and the right reaction at the right time and perfect timing.
Mr. Sparks? How about this one? Yeah. But what I really wanted is something like a skull. Yeah. Like a skull facial mask. I think.
How about that?
Oh yeah, that's the type of thing. Yeah, let's look at this. Right. Oh, look at this.
Bring your hair over the front.
Yeah, thanks. That's the thing.
Looks great.
Doesn't it? Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Have a look in the mirror.
Oh yeah. That's the thing. Oh.
I've always been interested and intrigued with horror films, and at the time horror films were the biggest selling box office attraction. So I thought, well, this is the idea thing. To really go macabre, if I put rock and roll to horror, I must have a top teenage product, which I did have.
Eyes are red, a laugh like girl in white.
Sorry, no. Is that the level you want to give?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Oh, fair enough. Right. It's a bit over the top. Okay.
Well,
Went a bit weird that time.
Yeah. Well, shall I call it a bit?
No, just like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, fair enough. Right.
Stand by.
Love me. Lips are blue, eyes are red, I laugh like gurgling water.
Well, I'll go with anything. Let's get this. I must have my mint coat on it.
I found that personally I've got no self-embarrassment. Maybe this is the part of the success of my act. There's no self-embarrassment. I don't. I feel the same that I could walk in a restaurant completely naked and I just wouldn't bat an eyelid because I just don't feel anything like this.
Yeah, that's it. Good. That's lovely. Yeah, carry on. So, try one or two sitting down.
I'll tell you what I could do. Try one knighting myself.
Okay, yeah.
First ever, isn't it? And I've always dreamed to become a national figure.
Okay, you Lord Sutch.
I think it took me about 3.5 to 4 years, and more or less everybody in one way or another has heard of me, or I hope they've heard of me. But if they haven't, I must keep trying and maybe think up some new idea.
Well, I've always been interested, obviously, in radio. It's a thing that I've always been interested to do. Have my own station, have my own programs, play what you like, when you like, how you like. So obviously it wasn't going to come, the offer, so the thing is to make your own offers. So I said, well, how much would it cost? And we got together and discussed certain figures, wouldn't go over a certain amount. I said, well, I'm ready to have a bash.
And they've always remembered anything that will last a long way. Where an artist has gone a long way and lasted a long time or lasted a much longer time. It's Matt Monroe who sings a beautiful ballad, Walk Away. Walk away, sweet girl.
This is Radio City on 197 meters medium wave. This is the station that was created by Screaming Lord Sutch. It's time now to introduce our record of the week, which is the Fabulous Fortune singing Look Homeward, Angel.
I realised that the hair alone wasn't enough just to keep on going. I wanted to see something different, and bright coloured clothes wasn't quite enough. So something else had to be found, and that's what I'm always after, something that's completely ridiculous, but is different.
Well, I went to Highton to stand against Harold Wilson in the general election and to get as much publicity as I could for my National Teenage Party. And as you see, we got some in one of these papers, some publicity here, and to get our party's policies known on a national basis through the national press. As you can see, I did a short meeting with Harold Wilson. It's outside the election rooms. What do you think of Screaming Lord Sutch, the entertainer?
Well, the one who tried to put up as an MP?
Yes.
Very little.
You don't think much of him?
No, very little.
What do you think of his records?
I've heard some of those. They're far better than his spoken word and his mentality would suggest, I think.
Oh, what do you think of him when he stood at Stratford-on-Avon, then?
Not a lot. I don't think he's got the sort of political mind that can cope with such a thing.
Yes.
I think he's a ghastly man.
Oh, have you actually seen him on television?
No, I've neither seen him nor heard him.
Oh, thank you, sir.
The pop singer's life is very, very short because he's relying on good looks, good manners, and mustn't get any bad publicity, mustn't get seen with girls, and mustn't get married. Well, all this is completely the opposite to me, because I've admitted already from the very beginning that I'm a goon and I'm a ghoul. So how can you insult a ghoul or a goon? You know, the more you insult him, the more you build his image up. The more I muck about and have little romances and have little giggles and shock people and get bad publicity, the more popular I become with the kids.
My dear sweet Dave, I must be the most unhappiest girl in the world. Why? Because you haven't answered my letter, of course. Gosh, whenever I think of you, I get a funny feeling inside of me. I wonder why. Last week, when you were in Durham, I was broken-hearted because I couldn't come and see you. You see, I was away on holiday in Scotland, and when I got home and found out that I had missed you, I could have died. I cried myself to sleep. Please, David, write and cheer me up. Even if it's only a few lines, it will look like a book to me. Lots of love and kisses. Carol.
My dear Ronnie, of course I forgive you for not remembering who I am. I mean to say, with all the people you play to. But I am glad that you don't wink at all the people you see. It was worth putting your autograph in a frame. In fact, you are worth much more than that. I often think about you when I am by myself, and that's more often than not. I think I must be about the happiest girl alive. I mean, it's not every day a girl has a letter from a pop star, especially you. I know it may sound a bit corny, but I think I am in love with you. I mean it from the heart, really deep down, inside of me. Please forgive me for telling you this, but I feel I just can't keep it shut up inside me anymore. Please don't think I'm being stupid. I had a dream about you the other night, but I won't tell you what happened in it until my next letter, in case you don't want to know. I could never forget it or what happened in it, so let me know if you want it to hear all about it, won't you? Oh, my love, Jenny.
My dear Paul, I beg of you, please write to me. I had a miserable birthday, as you didn't write to me. I get tired of getting up every morning at 7 o'clock and waiting for the postman. But, of course, no letter from Paul as usual. But I'm still waiting. Please, please, Paul, I beg of you, write to me. You know I'd just do anything you ask. So please, Paul, write soon. All my fondest love, Linda.
Pull up, John. John, pull up. Is it unlocked? Yes. Oh, for the key.
Those road, mate.
Hey, what do you say to this bloke? You want to set up your phone? Yeah. For what, Charlie? Yes, please, yeah. I want to set up as big as possible, right. Okay? There's plenty of room, is there? Can you take the weight me up this chair?
They'd like to see something different, and I think that there's too many maybe feminine type pop singers on the scene. They're too goody-goody, and the young people of today like to rebel against society, so if they can go for anybody who does have a kind of, say, James Dean type act, and this is the type of fan we get who likes something 100% different.
Last Saturday we thumbed it to Scotland, hoping to see the Savages. We started out at 10 o'clock Saturday night and thumbed it all the way there, but we were very disappointed when we got there because we couldn't see them. And it was 500 miles there. We got to Glasgow, but we couldn't find them at all.
How do I say that just we tried everything to get the boys, you know, we phoned every police station in the place, Glasgow, Carlisle, Edinburgh. The boys just seemed to have appeared there the night before and they couldn't do any help for us, you know. They just said that we've got to go around Scotland looking for them. We just went around Scotland looking for them and that was it. We were very disillusioned that we had to come back home. And we never seen the boys at all until we seen them Monday.
What time did you get here then?
We got here about 8:30.
Oh, mate, God. Well, would you come by car?
Train.
How are you going to get back then? Because
Well,
we're not going back home tonight.
Well, perhaps the boys will take us to the next show. We hope so, anyway.
Well, what about getting back for work?
Well, it's Sunday tomorrow.
Oh, of course, yeah. Well, that, you lose track of days in this.
I'd like to introduce you to one of Britain's best dressed groups, Screaming Lord Sutch's fabulous backing group, the Raving Savages.
Stick it up his jumper. Sexy, hey!
There's a man walks the streets of London late at night. The Ripper, Jack the Ripper, with a little black bag that's oh so tight. The Ripper, Jack the Ripper, he's got a big black cloak hanging down his back. The Ripper, Jack the Ripper, well that's a one-bag cat that just hit it by. The Ripper, down the street, if I got him in, says your name. streets of London kind of never say yay. Whenever Jack the Ripper ever shows his face. The Ripper, Jack the Ripper. So you pretty little girl, you better watch your step. The Ripper, Jack the Ripper. Hey, John! Late at night, the Ripper, Jack the Ripper. When he walks down the street, if I got him in, says your name, Mary.
You go.
What have I done? What have I done? Have I? Circumcised him. But I don't care. You'll never catch him, 'cause he's so much too clever. You must be clever. But if they do, a man may get the Ripper, yes. The Ripper. Yeah. Jack the Ripper. Yeah. The Ripper. Yeah. Jack the Ripper. Oh, in the streets of London, kinda never say it. The Ripper. Yeah. Jack the Ripper. Yeah. Whenever the Ripper ever shows his face. The Ripper. Yeah. Jack the Ripper. Yeah. So you pretty little girl, you better watch your step. The Ripper. Yeah. Jack the Ripper. Yeah. And don't walk the streets of London late at night. The Ripper. Jack the Ripper. Yeah. When he walks down the street, if a girl in me says your name, Mary, blow. The Ripper. Jack the Ripper. Good night, Jack. Wherever you are. Good night, wherever you are. Jack. Jack. An evil Christmas to you all. Bye-bye.